Conservataria, a vision of Christian capitalist libertarianism. Introduction. Conservataria is an enlightened nation-state that operates under a unique blend of political, economic, and religious principles. At its core, it embodies Christian values, free market capitalism, and libertarian governance. The citizens of Conservataria can lead humanity to a prosperous and ethical future by adhering to their distinct way of life. Let's dive deep into this concept, breaking down each component, its societal structure, and how it aims to save the human race. 1. Foundations of Conservataria. Conservataria is built on three pillars: Christianity, capitalism, and libertarianism. Pillar 1. Morality via Christian values. At the heart of Conservataria is a dedication to Christian teachings. The nation draws heavily from biblical principles, particularly the New Testament teachings of love, charity, forgiveness, and community. While grounded in Christian morality, Conservataria envisions its interpretation of these values as practical and unifying, providing a moral compass for all citizens. Key Christian values include sanctity of life. Life is viewed as sacred from conception to natural death. This belief influences policies on issues like abortion, euthanasia, and capital punishment. Charity and community. While the government does not interfere in personal wealth or welfare, Christian charity is deeply encouraged at a voluntary level. Churches, nonprofits, and local communities are expected to take responsibility for helping those in need. Traditional family structure. Conservataria emphasizes the nuclear family as the backbone of society, with a strong focus on marriage between a man and a woman, the upbringing of children, and the passing on of Christian values through generations. Pillar 2. Free market capitalism. Conservataria's economy thrives on the principles of free market capitalism. Its citizens believe that a free and competitive market, unimpeded by government overreach, fosters innovation, prosperity, and individual freedom. Economic features include minimal taxation. Taxes are low, and the government is kept small in scope and authority, though it may be large in power and security. Instead of state intervention, private enterprise drives economic growth. Free trade and competition. Conservataria supports the voluntary exchange of goods and services with access to open markets and encourages trade with neighbors as well as nations, promoting innovation, entrepreneurship, and individual wealth creation. Private property rights. The protection of private property is paramount, which includes but is not limited to private ownership of land, labor, and fruit. Citizens are free to own, buy, and sell land, goods, and services without undue restriction. Limited welfare state. Unlike welfare states where the government assumes responsibility for security, healthcare, education, and welfare, Conservataria leaves these matters to individuals, congregations, families, and charitable institutions. Pillar 3. Libertarian governance. Conservataria is deeply libertarian in its political philosophy, emphasizing personal freedom, individual responsibility, and limited government. Key governance principles. Minimal government intervention. The government's role is to enforce the rule of law and to protect citizens from harm, defend the nation, and uphold contracts. Beyond that, people are free to live their lives as they choose, as long as they do not infringe upon the rights of others. Strong individual rights. Personal liberties such as freedom of speech, religion, and the right to bear arms are enshrined in the Constitution. The government is forbidden from infringing upon these rights. Decentralized power. Power and currency is decentralized, with more authority given to local governments and communities. This ensures that governance is closer to the people and that decisions reflect local needs and values. 2. Societal structure in Conservataria. Conservataria's societal structure reflects its core values, which influence everything from family life and education to law and order. A. The family. As mentioned, the family is central to Conservataria. The nation places significant emphasis on the traditional Christian family unit, promoting marriage as a sacred covenant between one man and one woman. Families are seen as the first line of education and moral instruction for children. B. Education. Education in Conservataria is predominantly privatized, with minimal government involvement. Christian schools, private institutions, and homeschooling are common. While schools are free to choose their curricula, many emphasize Christian values, classical education, skills, trades, and critical thinking. The belief is that parents, not the state, should have the final say in their children's education. C. Law and order. Laws in Conservataria are straightforward and emphasize individual responsibility. Crimes are seen as violations of personal liberty or property rights. The justice system is efficient, with a focus on restitution and rehabilitation, while capital punishment is reserved for the most serious offenses. Because of the high value placed on personal liberty, law enforcement is decentralized and localized. 3. Conservataria's role in saving the human race. The citizens of Conservataria believe their system offers humanity the best chance at long-term prosperity, freedom, and moral clarity. They argue that, when properly followed, their values and system will naturally lead to the flourishing of individuals and society at large. A. Promoting human flourishing through freedom. By maximizing personal freedom and minimizing government interference, Conservataria allows individuals to pursue their own vision of the good life. The belief is that people, when left to their own devices, will innovate, create wealth, and form thriving communities. Conservatarians argue that excessive government intervention stifles creativity, reduces individual initiative, and creates dependency. B. Economic prosperity. The free market capitalism in Conservataria creates an environment where entrepreneurship and innovation are rewarded. Because of the low tax burden and minimal regulation, businesses can grow quickly, create jobs, and contribute to overall wealth creation. A thriving economy, in turn, lifts people out of poverty and provides the resources necessary for charity and social betterment. C. Moral clarity and stability. The Christian foundation of Conservataria provides a stable moral framework for society. In a world that can often seem chaotic and morally ambiguous, Conservatarians believe their commitment to biblical values offers a clear path to ethical living. These values promote respect for life, personal responsibility, and caring for others. D. Decentralization as the path to peace. The decentralization of power is seen as a key factor in avoiding tyranny. History has shown that centralized authority often leads to oppression and conflict. Conservataria's system of local governance ensures that communities retain their autonomy and are free to govern themselves as they see fit, as long as they uphold the nation's foundational principles. This decentralization prevents the rise of authoritarianism and promotes peace through self-governance. 4. Challenges. While Conservataria represents a vision of how a society based on Christian capitalist libertarianism could work, there are challenges associated with this model. A. Evil. Humans have free will and often exercise that right to choose evil. All humans know stealing is evil, and there is no greater den of thieves than a centralized state government and their fellow conspirators, the crony foe capitalists. B. Ignorance and stupidity. The uneducated masses refuse to learn and grow, or to gain any sense of honor and duty or personal responsibility, giving rise to powerful nation-states that will inevitably form an immoral, socialist, and authoritarian regime that feeds the greed and corruption of fascist cronies and aristocratic oligarchs. C. Complacency to institutional deep state corruption. The general public most often default to laziness and incompetence, only then to become slaves to their surrogate parents and masters, the state. Believing themselves to be, quote, enlightened centrists, unquote, they are merely useful idiots to be used as pawns for the left wing. Conclusion. Conservataria's vision for the future. Conservataria envisions itself as a beacon of freedom, faith, and prosperity for the human race. By adhering to Christian principles, promoting capitalist economics, and embracing libertarian governance, its citizens believe they can build a society that allows individuals to flourish while maintaining moral clarity. For them, Conservataria represents the best chance for humanity to overcome its current challenges and achieve lasting peace and prosperity. This vision, while attractive to some, is not without its challenges, but it offers a path forward that values both liberty and moral responsibility in equal measure. If you'd like to know more about this oasis of hope or how to help contribute to this type of work, share this message with others, like and subscribe to the channel. All hail Emperor Phi!